Hello students, this is Ankit Shukla and we were studying our chapter 3 admission of a partner. Till now in this chapter we have understood two major concepts. First one was related to calculation of new profit sharing ratio and sacrificing ratio. The second topic that we have discussed in this chapter till now was related to treatment of goodwill. We have understood that whenever a new partner joins a partnership firm, in that case, he has to compensate to the existing partner for their sacrificed share, right? We have understood that either the new partner will pay to them goodwill as a compensation by bringing premium for goodwill in cash into the business. Either if he is not bringing any premium for goodwill in cash, in that case he will sacrifice to the existing partner as a compensation for goodwill from his capital, right? Okay, in today's class we will start another topic which is related to our chapter 3 admission of a partner, and that is adjustment or distribution of accumulated profits and losses, means accumulated losses. So let's firstly understand what is the meaning of accumulated profit or accumulated loss. See, what accumulated profit or accumulated loss means is whenever in a partnership firm or in any kind of business we earn some profit, that profit is distributed between owner or indirectly it gets added to capital account, right? So that the same thing apply in partnership also. We have understood in the chapter fundamental of partnership the concept of profit and loss appropriation account. Why we were preparing profit and loss appropriation account? We were preparing profit and loss appropriation account to distribute the net profit earned this year between partner through interest on capital, salary to partner, or like remaining profit. Okay, means we are now knowing that whatever net profit a partnership firm earns, that net profit gets distributed between owners, between partners, right? But what happens sometimes, we have also understood creation of reserve, right? What happens sometimes, firm keeps a part of profit without distributing that profit between partner and keep that profit into the business, right? For future uncertainty or future expected liabilities, right? That kind of profit is known as accumulated profit. What accumulated means, we are keeping our profit into the business, we are not distributing that profit, right? Where this accumulated profit will be shown, it will be shown on the liability side. Okay, if you see in the balance sheet, and if you are seeing that it is written on the balance sheet on the liability side that we are having general reserve, right? We are having general reserve, right? Or it is written in the liability side as profit and loss account, right? So for example, it is written in the balance sheet on the liability side. Okay, say for example liability general reserve and amount is written as, let's suppose, 5,000. Okay, on the liability side, profit and loss account is also written, say for example 3,000. Okay, there can be other reserve or also like workman compensation reserve, investment fluctuation reserve. Okay, there will be other liabilities, of course, say for example creditors, okay, bank loan, etc. But the point is, whenever you see on the liability side in the balance sheet any reserve or profit and loss account balance, that is accumulated profits, means profit which is kept in the business without distributing that between partner, right? Okay, now what accumulated loss means? Accumulated loss is the same thing like accumulated profit. Whenever you keep in your business loss without distributing that loss between partner, that is known as accumulated loss. So for example, in any particular year, you have not earned profit, you earned loss, right? And you decided to not distribute that loss between partner. In that case, that loss will be shown on the asset side, right? Let me keep it here. So if you see on the asset side, here it is written profit and loss account 2000, right? Or advertisement suspense 4000. See, if profit and loss account is written on the liability side, means that profit and loss account has credit balance. And if profit and loss account is written on the liability side or profit and loss account has credit balance, that means that is accumulated profit, right? Okay. And if profit and loss account is written on the asset side, okay, or it is mentioned in the question that profit and loss account and in bracket debit balance, that means that is accumulated loss, right? Okay, so I hope accumulated profit and loss is clear to you. Same way, if advertisement suspense, and what advertisement suspense is, we have understood in class 11 deferred revenue expenditure, right? Deferred revenue expenditure were those expenditure which were revenue in nature but that were huge in amount. That's why we will not show all the amount in profit and loss account in the same year. We will show some part in balance sheet and we will write off that expenditure year by year in parts. Okay, I hope you are knowing the concept of deferred revenue expenditure, right? So advertisement suspense is a kind of deferred revenue expenditure, means accumulated loss. Okay, so if you see any expense that should be not prepaid or outstanding, right? If you are saying any advertisement suspense account like on the asset side, or if you are seeing profit and loss account on the asset side, that is accumulated loss, right? And if you are seeing any reserve word on the liability side, okay, or profit and loss account on the liability side, that is our accumulated profit. Okay, so I hope the concept of accumulated profit and loss is clear to you. See, okay, so let me revise it one more time. PL and advertisement suspense, these two are accumulated loss, right? Okay, sir. And profit and loss account on the liability side is accumulated profit, no doubt. Okay, sometimes we consider reserve also accumulated profit. Okay, but it doesn't matter we treat reserve as reserve or we count reserve in accumulated profit, treatment will be same. Okay, right? So I hope concept is clear to you regarding what accumulated profit means and what accumulated loss means. Let's try to understand reserve also, which is a part of accumulated profit in detail. Okay, so reserve are of two types. One is general reserve, other one is specific reserve. Now what the difference between general reserve and specific reserve? You must are knowing about it because it is the topic we have understood in class 11 in provision and reserve chapter, but let it revise one time. General reserve are those reserve which are kept as a reserve in the business but which are not having any specific purpose. A specific purpose means it is not decided that for which purpose we are keeping a reserve. Okay, it can be used to satisfy any kind of loss. Okay, no specific purpose is assigned for that reserve. Okay, right, sir. Now what a specific reserve means? A specific reserve are those reserves which are created for some specific liability or some specific obligation. Okay, so for example, in our class 12, there are two specific reserve which we have to deal. One is investment fluctuation reserve, right? Investment fluctuation reserve. Okay, and the other one is workman compensation reserve. Okay, workman compensation reserve. Okay, because of less space I am writing in short. Normally investment fluctuation reserve is popularly known as IFR and workman compensation is known as WCR. Okay, now see what the point is, why we create workman compensation reserve. Let's try to understand a specific reserve with this example. Workman compensation reserve is a reserve which is created to compensate our factory worker if they suffer any kind of loss while working in our factory. Okay, so for example, if a worker got injured, okay, so the company will pay a compensation to him, and for that compensation company has already created a reserve, workman compensation reserve, right? So here for this reserve, the reserve name is workman compensation reserve. Here for workman compensation reserve, a specific liability or a specific purpose is assigned. Same way investment fluctuation reserve is. We create investment fluctuation reserve for if we have invested amount out of our business, we have invested something to someone's other business or at some place else. Okay, we have made some investment, and we say, for example, we are assuming that that investment will give us this much amount of profit in future. Okay, but due to some reasons, say for example, due to market fluctuation, our investment got decreased in market value. Okay, so that investment fluctuation reserve help us to compensate that difference. Okay, so if say for example in our books of account we have recorded investment fluctuation reserve as 10,000. This is our book value of investment, right? Book value means this is shown in our books at this price, right? But in market, due to market fluctuation in prices, our market value of this investment got decreased, and currently in market the market value of our investment is, let's suppose, 8,000, right? So it's a kind of 2,000 rupees loss to us, right? So we have created investment fluctuation reserve to compensate that kind of loss. Okay, so here you are seeing that in for investment fluctuation reserve, for workman compensation reserve, a specific purpose is assigned. So if with any reserve any specific purpose is assigned, that is known as specific reserve, right? And other one is general reserve, where no purpose is assigned. That reserve can be used for anything. Okay, so what we are going to do, what, sir? Here we are in today's class, we will understand two things, we will learn two things. One is accumulated profit and accumulated loss, right? Accumulated loss, we are knowing in accumulated loss we will deal with two things. First one is profit and loss account having debit balance, right? Second one is, for example, advertisement suspense account, that is also accumulated loss. Okay, that is one thing. I hope this is clear to you, right? For accumulated profit we will deal with two things. One is this general reserve, we will understand this also in today's class. Okay, means which are having no specific purpose, and profit and loss account which are having credit balance. Credit balance means it is showing on the liability side. Okay, I hope till here everything is clear to you. One thing will left after these two, and that is specific reserve, right? There is a different treatment for a specific reserve, and what the treatment right now in this class we will see the treatment of accumulated profit means general reserve and profit and loss account credit balance, and accumulated loss which means profit and loss account debit balance and advertisement suspense account. Okay, so in today's class we will see the treatment of these two. Okay, for a specific reserve there is a specific treatment, there is a different kind of treatment. So you'll see the topic of a specific reserve, treatment of a specific reserve in some other class, right? Okay, so let's move to this topic. So now you are knowing the meaning of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. So before moving to that topic, there is one more thing that we need to understand. I have written here adjustment or distribution of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. So we are knowing the meaning of accumulated profit and accumulated loss, but what is the meaning of adjustment and distribution? So firstly let's understand these two, then we will try to understand what will be the treatment, what will be the accounting for it, right? Okay, see, the meaning of adjustment and distribution is very simple. What distribution means? Distribution means, I hope this is not confusing to you. Okay, just a moment. Yeah, so what, let me write it here. Okay, so what adjustment means? Adjustment means, if we are, see, in the question either you have to make adjustment for accumulated profit and accumulated loss, or in the question you have to make distribution of accumulated profit and accumulated loss, right? Means we have to do either adjustment or distribution. So let's understand the meaning of adjustment. See, adjustment means for whatever thing we are making adjustment, that will be shown, in balance sheet, after adjustment also, right? The balance sheet means new balance sheet. Okay, see what it is saying. What adjustment do, sir? If we do adjustment either for accumulated profit or accumulated loss, earlier accumulated profit and loss is showing in the balance sheet. Even if you adjust that accumulated profit, it will be shown in new balance sheet after adjustment also. Means earlier, if you are seeing general reserve or PL in earlier balance sheet, you will see it in later balance sheet also, right? Means it will not change, its view will not change. If in your balance sheet reserve was 5,000 rupees, that reserve was 5,000 rupees on the liability side. So after making adjustment in the balance sheet, in the new balance sheet, reserve will still be showing at 5,000. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. What it means? It means adjustment will not change the presentation. Okay, earlier it was showing in the balance sheet, it will still be shown in the balance sheet after adjustment, right? Okay, now what distribution means? Distribution means you are distributing that thing. Okay, you are distributing that thing. So after distribution, it will not be shown, right? It will not be shown, okay, in new balance sheet. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. If you distribute something, that will not remain in the business. Okay, so if you are distributing something, it will not be shown in the new balance sheet. Okay, means balance sheet be prepared after adjustment or distribution. Okay, but if you are adjusting something, if you are adjusting accumulated profit or accumulated loss, it will still be showing in the new balance sheet. Okay, right, because you are not distributing that thing, you are adjusting that thing. Okay, now let's see what will be the treatment. Firstly, let's see the treatment for distribution. If we have to distribute accumulated profit or accumulated loss, what will be the journal entry? After that, we will see the journal entry for adjustment of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. For distribution of accumulated profit or distribution of accumulated loss, what will be the journal entry? See, distribution means we are distributing that thing between partner. Concept is very simple. If that is accumulated profit, that will be credited in old partner, old ratio. If that is accumulated loss, that will be debited in old partner, old ratio. The only thing that you need to remember is, if something is profit, okay, that will be credited in partners. If that is loss, that will be debited in old partner. See here, while distributing accumulated profit, I have credited old partner's capital account, right? And in case of accumulated loss, I have debited old partner's capital account. So the only thing you need to remember, for remembering, for understanding, for keeping this thing in mind, the only thing that you have to do is you have to remember one thing, that accumulated profit is profit, so that will be credited in old partner, and accumulated loss is loss, so that will be debited in old partner, right? Okay, so how we will pass the journal entry? Journal entry is very simple. Whatever accumulated profit you are having, if you have to distribute that profit, you will credit partner's capital account and debit that accumulated profit account. Okay, if you are having general reserve as accumulated profit, you will debit general reserve and credit old partner's capital account. Okay, if you are having profit and loss account on the liability side, okay, means if you are having profit and loss account in bracket credit balance, so that is accumulated profit. So while distributing, what you will do, you will debit profit and loss account and you will credit old partner's capital. Means the funda is very simple. Whatever accumulated profit you are having, you will debit that accumulated profit and you will credit old partner's capital account in old ratio. Okay, you will, suppose you are having two partner A and B, so you will credit to A's capital to B's capital in their old ratio, right? Okay, sir. Now what will be the journal entry for distribution of accumulated loss? Very simple. Loss always will be debited in old partner's capital. Will be debited in old partner's capital. So what we will do? We will debit old partner's capital account in old ratio, and we will credit whatever accumulated loss we are having. So if we are having profit and loss account, in bracket debit balance, that is our accumulated loss. So we will credit profit and loss account and to advertisement suspense account. Okay, if we are having advertisement suspense also, so we will credit advertisement suspense also. Okay, funda is very simple. Debit old partner's capital and credit whatever accumulated loss you are having. Okay, I hope this thing is clear to you. Okay, right. So let's do one thing. Do not start adjustment in today's class. Let's see some question related to accumulated profit and accumulated loss distribution, right? So that it gets you more understandable. Okay, and in next class we will start that adjustment of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. Okay, so let's see some question related to distribution of accumulated profit and loss. Okay, so our question is A, B and C are partners sharing profit in the ratio of 2:2:1. So we are having three partners A, B and C, and their profit sharing ratio is 2:2:1, right? On 1st April 17, they admitted Z for 1/4 share. So earlier they were having three partners A, B and C. Their old ratio was 2:1. New partner Z is coming in the business for 1/4 share. Okay, so on the date of admission, the following items appeared in their balance sheet. So in their balance sheet, there were some items that were shown. It doesn't written here that it is shown on the liability side or on the asset side. We have to identify by ourselves that whether that is on the liability side item or of the asset side item. Okay. First one is general reserve 1,50,000. So we are knowing general reserve is accumulated profit. Okay. And accumulated profit will always be credited in old partner old ratio. Okay. Next is workman compensation reserve. See here, workman compensation reserve is a specific reserve, and we haven't studied yet treatment of workman compensation reserve. So we will not solve that workman compensation reserve in today's question. Okay. We will see that when we will understand the concept of a specific reserve. Okay. Next is profit and loss account. We are knowing that profit and loss account can be either accumulated profit and accumulated loss depending upon whether it is having debit balance or credit balance. So here in the bracket it is written as credit, means it is accumulated profit. Okay, so we are having right now two accumulated profit. One is general reserve, other one is profit and loss account credit balance, right? So next is advertisement suspense account debit balance. So we are knowing advertisement suspense account is accumulated loss, right? Okay. So pass necessary journal entries. It is asked in the question to pass necessary journal entry. We are knowing the concept is very simple. Here in this question, we have given two accumulated profit. One is general reserve, other one is profit and loss account credit balance. And we have given one accumulated loss, that is advertisement suspense. We are knowing funda is very simple. Whenever we have any accumulated profit is given, in that case that will be credited. Okay, that will be credited in old partner's capital. So what we will do, we are having two accumulated profit. First one is general reserve. So we have just understood the journal entry part. What we will do, sir, we will debit general reserve. We will debit general reserve. Okay, general reserve account debit, and that is given in the question as how much? 1,50,000. So we'll debit general reserve account as 1,50,000. Okay, right, sir. We have given one more thing, that is profit and loss account credit balance. So we will write here as profit and loss account. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. So we will write here profit and loss account, that is given amount is 60,000 rupees. Okay, so we'll debit here as 60,000. Okay, now what we will do, we will credit old partners. Old partner are to A's capital, right, to B's capital and to C's capital, right? Okay, so now this is in total 2,10,000. 150 plus 60 will be 2,10,000. 10,000. So what we will do, sir? We will credit old partner's capital in the old ratio. Okay, our old ratio is 2:2:1. So we will distribute this 2,10,000 and 2:2:1. Okay. So it will be 84,000 for A, 84,000 for B, and for C it will be 42,000, right? Okay, sir. So the next thing that we have to do is we have given advertisement suspense. We have given one accumulated loss, and we are knowing that whenever any accumulated loss is given in the quotient, that will be debited in partner's capital account. So what we will do, sir? This was our first entry. The second entry will be that accumulated loss will be debited in old partner's capital. So what we will do? We will debit old partner. So A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit, and there is one more partner C, C's capital account debit. Remember here we are not giving anything to new partner Z. Okay, so it always will be distributed in old partner. So old partner is debited to advertisement suspense. Okay, remember the journal entry, what I said to you. In case of accumulated loss, okay, partner will be debited and that loss will be credited. Okay, so amount of loss is given in the quotient is 25,000. Okay, and our PSR is 2:2:1. Okay, so if we distribute this, we will get a value of 10,000, 10,000 and 5,000 for C. So that was it. I hope this question is clear to you. The concept of distribution of accumulated profit and distribution of accumulated loss is also clear to you, right? So if you found any question related to the distribution of accumulated profit and accumulated loss, solve those questions. Okay, and in next class we will see the question and the concept of adjustment of accumulated profit and accumulated loss. Means what will be the journal entry if the partner don't want to distribute that accumulated profit or accumulated loss. Okay, thank you, students.